I just want to welcome everybody to our Partner Perspective. We're excited that you're here to join us. Before I introduce Monika, I just have a few housekeeping things to cover with everybody. Be sure to post any questions along the way that you have in our chat button at the bottom. We will get to those at the end if we have, obviously enough time. The webinar itself will run approximately 30, maybe 40 minutes, and leaving room for the Q&A on top of it. So let's jump right in. Please welcome Monieka Bos from SKINSKOOL. Monika is one half of the founding team over there. After 3 years of growing SKINSKOOL to a place where it has become the go-to for millions searching for their new product and in beauty, SKINSKOOL is launching their new reimagined platform. Monika is here to introduce to you the changes that will help brands get in front of new beauty audiences in 2023. So she's going to take some time, walk you through that. And like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the chat, and we will we'll talk about those at the end. Monika. Oh, she lost her sound.
There we go. Thank you.
Excellent.
There we go. I'm back. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much. And good morning, good afternoon, I guess, and good evening to some of you. I just want to welcome everyone to this webinar and thank Partnerize especially Liz and Jessica and Sydney who put this together for me. And I just want to thank the brands for being here. I really appreciate it. I know that some of you are the best brands in the world, and it means a lot to me. And I appreciate your time coming here today to listen about SKINSKOOL 2.0. So just a quick thing about my environment. I'm actually in Mexico right now. I'm sort of at the tail end of my holiday, and I'm in a very small town called Huatulco in kind of closer to South America. And so if you get bored with me speaking, you can read the Spanish instructions on the back wall there. So we are taking this opportunity today to announce the launch of SKINSKOOL 2.0. And it is truly a complete transformation of version 1. And we're really excited to share it with you today, and all the ways that you are, hopefully, our brand partners will benefit from being part of the SK platform in 2023. So I think the best format today is to quickly share how we got started, what's been going on in the interim for the last few years, and then where we're going to go with SKINSKOOL 2.0. And it's a totally reimagined version of SKINSKOOL based on millions of data points over the last couple of years and lots of insights. So where we came from. It's really been about 5 years since the idea of SKINSKOOL came to my co-founder. Her name's Terry Chan, and came to her and I basically at the same moment. It's a really simple story, but it's one that I would say most people can relate to. Terry was shopping in a Douglas in Amsterdam, where she lives, and she wanted to upgrade her skincare regime after her second baby was born. And she went to Douglas and she stood in front of this wall of skincare, and she was utterly overwhelmed with the sheer number of skincare products. There wasn't any context. There was no process of elimination. There was no truly educated salesperson to help her sort out the massive amount of choice. So what did she do? So Terry simply left the store. She was so overwhelmed. She had money in her pocket to spend, and she didn't buy anything. And she called me, and we brainstormed, and we realized that there were so many other industries out there that allowed you to compare products easily, but nothing in skincare. And that was the germ of the idea. And then we found our genius CTO and our cosmetic chemist, and we cut to a few years later, and SKINSKOOL was born and released into the wild. We created an algorithm that was able to, within a fraction of a second, show you similar products based on their INCI list. Essentially, what we did was we took a massive amount of publicly available but dispersed and disorganized information, and we organized it into a form that was now user-friendly and searchable. And by doing so, we hear every day how we're helping people find what they're looking for faster and ultimately have a better shopping experience. I want to say that we do encourage using SKINSKOOL as a starting point in people's research. There is nothing like in real life experience, and SKINSKOOL simply helps people get to that starting position much faster and more enjoyably. So it turns out that there were plenty of other people who felt the same way about the beauty shopping experience. And through only word of mouth and organic SEO, we have grown 25% each year and 38% in the last 6 months. We currently average 12,000 visitors a day and 350,000 a month. And this actually makes sense because consumers today are really paying attention. They research and they weigh up options for every important buying decision. They want to understand what's in their products and they demand transparency. So in 2021, we started inviting certain brands to the table to offer them more visibility in front of our audience. Because as you could imagine, the more brands added to the database meant each brand's share of voice became smaller and smaller within the platform. So by amplifying certain brands in front of our audience, we made them an incremental $1 million last year, and we want to 5x that in this coming year. And we have many brand success stories. And in fact, there's a case study in the media deck, which I think you have access to. And if you don't, I'm certainly happy to email it to you later, which you can take a look at this case study. But this is the thing. Despite the success stories in version 1 of SKINSKOOL for many brands, there was actually a limited amount of opportunities for brands to get in front of our audience. Really, most brands were relegated to whether or not they showed up in organic search. And if you did, then great. And if you didn't, you weren't seeing any traction. And some of these brands were actually brands we personally love. Some of them are on the call today, and we really want to introduce them to our audience. And that's exactly what's happening in version 2 of SKINSKOOL. These new brand opportunities will raise brands out of depending solely on organic search and proactively put them in front and center, a potential next customer, not just on a daily basis, but multiple times a day. So with that intro, I'm going to quickly walk you through each of the 10 opportunities our brand partners will enjoy in version 2. The first 6 automatically come with the base package when you sign up, and the last 4 are premium inventory, which can be bought a la carte. I'm going to then share my pricing structure, and my real hope is that there's a lot of time for questions at the end, so please put them in the chat, and I believe Liz is monitoring them, and she can ask me those questions near the end. So the first opportunity for brands in version 2. We now have a brand index, and if you are a brand partner, you will be featured in that brand index. As a featured brand, you will also be highlighted, which lets users know that you have a relationship with us and that you will have special offers throughout the year. I'm going to run through these quickly. But again, they're all in the media kit, which you can take a look at afterwards. This is something we had a lot of feedback from our brand partners last year, is your own brand page. Your own brand page is a space where you can tell your particular and unique brand story. There's a space for a lifestyle image. Let me just, right here. This is actually going to support video shortly as well. All your products are going to be listed on your brand page. Those products, when I say all, I mean the ones that make sense, that have relevant categories in SKINSKOOL, will be listed. And when you have an offer, it's going to be shown on your brand page as well as on each of your products labeled with an icon. So this is an icon that is going to exist everywhere in the site, and it's going to indicate to our users that a featured deal is available there, and it's going to show up everywhere. Incidentally, this is a user feature more than a brand feature, but users will now be able to save their searches. We had a lot of feedback that, you know, people would spend hours going down the rabbit hole in SKINSKOOL only to kind of lose all their research. And so kind of like Airbnb, when, you know, you say something you're interested in, that's going to be optimized here. Number 3, every one of your products that are on SKINSKOOL are uploaded by hand for accuracy by a member of our team. each with its own description, an updated image, tagged with any one of 59 possible attribute tags like vegan, fragrance-free, oil-free. We've just added the attribute tag certified B Corp, so that this continues to help users narrow down and hone in on the products they might be interested in based on their values. And most importantly, your logo will be on the Buy Now section with a direct link to your website. Now, in this case, we've got Target and Amazon, but this is a Versed product, so their logo would actually be here. If there is a current offer available, the offer icon will appear. And I just want to note as well that reviews, we're going to have a review system. You can see the placeholder here for stars. We're going to have a review system coming in SKINSKOOL 2.1. So please do stay tuned for that. Featured deals. So this was one of the biggest drivers of traffic to brand sites in version 1, and we really wanted to keep it in version 2. This featured deal section appears on every single of our currently 42,000 and some odd search result pages on SKINSKOOL. So if you have a featured deal, it goes here and it resides above the organic search results. So someone has to, in order to see those search results, has to scroll down, and they're going to scroll next past the featured deals. And we saw this was a real big driver of traffic. So number 5 is something I'm really excited about because it really is truly brand new to version 2. This is a huge opportunity for brand partners that was never available in the first version. So this is a new discovery section. And what it does is it allows users to search in a different way, to not just search for the organic search results, but to search via category, ingredient, skin concern, and attribute. And you might see this kind of thing on a Sephora or a derm store, etc. And that's great. But that only works for the collection or the subset of products that derm store and Sephora sell. We're taking the entire market, and you're able to actually search and discover based on the entire market, based on things that are important to you as a searcher. It's really important to note, I don't want to forget to tell you this, that the pool of products in the section will be drawn from our brand partners as well. So lastly, I want to talk about the new editorial component in version 2. So this came out of the need to be more helpful to our base. We hear every day that people want even more information from us. What do we think of this brand or this product? What's trending? What's gone viral, etc. So in this section, we go beyond organic search results again, and we aggregate products that make sense in another way, not just based on the inky. So we have trending on TikTok, best travel sun care, or the top 5 most talked about vitamin C facial serums, and you can imagine hundreds more. So this section is editorial and at our discretion, but of course our editorial team will naturally include our brand partners when it makes sense. So each of those new brand opportunities comes with the base package. And as I mentioned, I'm going to save the cost structure as a teaser for the end. But what I wanted to drive home with what we are doing in version 2 of SKINSKOOL is keeping up with our core fundamentals that drive the traffic to SKINSKOOL every day. But we are opening up a massive discovery component that we feel will increase traffic and keep our customers staying with us longer than the 2.5 minutes they currently spend on average on SKINSKOOL. So moving on quickly, after becoming a brand partner with SKINSKOOL, there are 4 additional ways that you can further boost your visibility to your brand, drive clicks, and ultimately push conversions your way. And they're what we call premium inventory, and they do cost a little extra. The first one in this category is a sponsored listing. So you can see that sponsored listing. Oops, my bad. Now you've seen some more good stuff. Sponsored product listing, here we go, is right here. This would be a sponsored product listing. So they're akin to purchasing your competitors' keywords on Google or Amazon. If you want to show up first before organic search results in the #1 position, result every time someone looks for X product, you can do it. Next, the newsletter. We have currently 50,000 subscribers and a very high open rate. It's a great way to announce a new product or another place to offer a specific feature deal to our readership. The banner display. So just a note, we don't muddy up the site with Google ads, or we don't do any other ads, but we do have banner displays, which can be used by brands. They're on strategic spots on the new site where, a display would be very effective. And again, these show up on all search result pages. So you're hitting your perfect audience as they are in the middle of searching for something new. The guest blogs. This is my favorite one. And there's two ways to go about writing or contributing to a guest blog. And one is your brand contributes an educational piece on, let's say, it could be anything from the different types of vitamin C. That blog now resides on our site forever with native links to your products. And two, that blog, for a little bit more, can show up right above the search results every single time anyone searches for a vitamin C serum. So it's a very powerful option. Okay, so I haven't mentioned our onboarding fee. Our service, the base package is $292 per month. It's prepaid annually plus a CPA of 20%. The fee is really, it helps us to cover our costs throughout the year. And of course, the CPA does what any affiliate CPA does, which is incentivizes both of us to work together to convert. That's basically the run through of the different opportunities on version 2. I want to make sure we have time for questions. So I just want to just say a word about our vision for 2023 and beyond. So for our users, our vision is really clear, and it's to give the world a way to narrow down the overwhelming choice of beauty products so that people can really hone in on the right one for them based on their needs and values. A way to find the vegan brands or the fragrance-free products or the B Corps across the entire market, not simply based on what's available at certain retailers or what might come through a TikTok feed or a Facebook. And for our brand partners, our vision is also clear. In a world where, I'm sorry, something's happening with my computer. In a world where our brand needs to be front and center of any audience multiple times a day before a purchase is made, and where the ensuing mantra is, at every HQ is, do they know about us yet? SKINSKOOL can provide you with a constant daily amount of eyeballs. So we'd love to chat with you if you're interested in talking to us. And with that, I'm just going to see if there are any Q&As thus far.
Hi,
Oh, that's a
Monica.
good question. Hi.
Oh, do you see? Oh, can you see them? Sorry, I was just going to read it off to you.
Thank you. Yes, no, actually, I can see them. Allison has asked the question, how are you prioritizing products on the page? That's a really good question. So with organic search, it's organic. It's based on what is most similar, but I'm sure your question has to do with discovery. That is going to be randomized, but also filterable. So users are going to be able to filter, like if they're looking for something for anti-aging, or they're looking in a category of serums or moisturizers, they're looking for a vegan product, that's all filterable. But the end result, how it's prioritized on the page, will be randomized. I get your question because I had this the other day with a brand who was quite low down in the alphabet, and that was the worry there. So okay, anonymous attendee, thank you for your question. What is your average CR on SKINSKOOL? Can you just tell me, do you mean the click-through rate there? Conversion rate. Thank you. Well, this is an interesting question. I find averages somewhat unhelpful. We do have stats on that. We do see some brands do very well on conversions right away. We onboarded a brand last year, and within a month they went from 0 clicks to nearly 1,000 on average per month, and they convert at a rate of 10%. Our top 3 brands convert at a rate of 10%. I will say they also have very good brand recognition in the US, and they also offer great featured deals as incentives. So that's why I'm always a little bit, have some trepidation about giving averages, because we do have so many brands as well. So, it depends. It depends. I have another brand with much less brand recognition in the US that gets, 400 clicks a month. But what they, essentially what they're doing by being on SKINSKOOL is they're really seeding that audience for a future sale. We all have heard the saying that you need to be in front of someone 7 times for them to consider purchasing you. And I think that's half of what SKINSKOOL does, is it just creates that really stable, accretive way of getting clicks every single month, and even impressions, because there's so many people on SKINSKOOL all the time, and they're able to see your logo or your brand or your products all of the time. Even if they're not clicking on them, they're seeing you. So I think it really depends on the brand, but kudos to the highly recognized brands in the US. Hit me, anybody. I want to answer your questions. I'm sure you have some. Nope. Okay. Well, I think I was going to stick around if there was any questions. So if anybody does want to stick around and they want to ask a question that they prefer to be anonymous, I'm happy to stick around for a few minutes and discuss those questions. I think really the main thing I wanted to do was explain our journey, where we've come from, where we've been, and where we're going. And we'd like to invite, brands along the way that believe in what we're doing, and that believe that, people nowadays, they shop differently. They're inquisitive and curious before they buy. And our goal is to continue to be helpful to those people and provide them with a way to hone in on the brands that resonate with them. And maybe that will be you. So with that, Liz, those are my comments. And again, I'm happy to stick around if anybody wants to ask me anything further.
You have one more question, Monika. Is there any flexibility around the 20% CPA?
Yeah, there's flexibility. We recognize that, brands are all very different. There's massive brands that we deal with, and there's small little baby brands that are just starting out. And so, yeah, as long as it's reasonable and it works for us and works for them, I'm happy to talk about that. Thanks for asking.
Great. All right. Well, that concludes our partner perspective for SKINSKOOL. And we're so glad you guys are all able to join us, and look for our upcoming partner perspective coming soon.
And thanks so much, Liz, for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks. We're glad you were able to come.